Hi, everyone. So, 2 days ago, I was in fear with the coronavirus and everything that we're seeing on the news and what we're seeing in person in the grocery stores and just out and about as we interact with people and continue our lives. I was in fear, worry, concern, and was getting into this mindset that I was seeing around me, and I could feel my mentality narrow down into this fear and kind of everything else kind of falling away, and I was just focused on what this meant. And when that happens, there's something inside of me that triggers me to question, like, wait a second, you're getting stuck in this vision, in this mindset. You need to step back and question what's happening. What are you experiencing? Is it real? And so I stepped back and I thought, okay, is this fear that I'm feeling, is it real? Like, well, I feel it, yes, but is it based off of truth? From my own personal experience, I I haven't experienced the coronavirus. I don't have any symptoms. I don't know anybody who has. So personally, I haven't experienced it. All I know is what I see on the news and what I experience at the grocery store and out and about. So, um, so in the end, like, I don't know from personal experience if my fear is actually grounded in truth. Now, not to say that it's not happening, that the coronavirus is not happening and spreading, but just from my own experience, my fear is not grounded in how I was viewing it previously, stuck in this mindset. And so I thought, well, um, how can I proceed? How can I look at this differently, taking a step back, broadening my vision of what's happening, and instead of reacting and getting stuck in this mindset, how can I view it and be prepared in case it is coming, in case it is, coming? How can I be prepared without acting out of a space of fear? Um, and so I've done some things to prepare myself, um, and I'm not afraid. Um, Part of that is because I don't see this. Part of the stepping back and looking at it with the broader vision was um, not seeing this as happening to me, not happening even to us as a global community, but as happening potentially for us. Like, what opportunities do we have beyond the fear that we feel of the virus coming and what we experience from the news? What are the other opportunities that are possible if we step back and take a look? And I thought, wow, this is huge. This coronavirus is creating an opportunity globally for humanity to do one of two things, maybe one of three things. Um, we act in fear. We continue to divide ourselves, and we compete, and we're self-preserving, and it's all about me. That's one option. We could go through this and go back to normal. Whatever normal is, we could go back and be who we were before. Or we could look at it from a broader spectrum and allow this opportunity, this shared human global experience, to bring us together as a humanity, as a human race, as one. We've seen in other traumatic or tragic events unity that comes when the community experiences something like this together. They come together, show compassion, kindness, service. And we can see this. This could potentially be what we choose as a global community. This is the first time in my life that I've experienced something to this degree on a global scale. Recall, and as we have seen with smaller uniting events, this could be that if we choose it. I think we're at a crossroads on how we move through this and where we end up after this. I think the destination is determined by the journey that we choose to take through this. We can go through it again, divided, separate, and competing, or open up and see others as myself. I get to see the humanity in another person's eyes, even if they're across the country, across the other side of the world, because we share this common experience. I don't know what it's like for them. They're experiencing it their own way, and I'm experiencing it my way. But we're both experiencing it. It's something that we have in common, that we can identify that is common. Even if our beliefs about anything else or our life experiences are different, this one thing brings us together, and I can choose to see the humanity in that person and have compassion because of how I know how it's affected me and how I can see that in others. And I think, I asked the question, do we want to pass through this unchanged? Do we want to go back to the normal? I don't know if we actually can. It might be possible, but I think this will change us. And I think it could be a gift. Now, I'm not minimizing in any degree the loss, the grief, even the fear that I've experienced and that others are feeling right now. I don't minimize that because it is valid. And my heart hurts for those who have lost loved ones, for those who will and those who are suffering. Absolutely. And I don't minimize that. But I think even that as being part of the experience can bring us together as we open our eyes, as we open our hearts to see our brothers and sisters as family and have compassion, and let it open our hearts and our eyes to see clearly and our ears to hear the hurtings. And I believe as a humanity, we're so much more capable in the amount of compassion we can give, the amount of love we can express, the amount of listening we can give. I think our capacity is much greater than that's been manifested. And this is an opportunity for us to grow in those ways. Why can't it be this way? I believe it can be. We need to choose it, and the destination will be determined by the journey we choose to take. I love you guys. I think this is a huge moment in humanity, in the human race, and how we proceed from this. Take a step back. Ask, is my fear, am I acting out of fear? When we do so, we act from a space of self-preservation, which isn't a bad thing, but it narrows our view to just me, to my family. And I think there's definitely some of that that needs to happen in order for us to be prepared. But acting from a space of being prepared without over indulging in those things, which prevent others from being prepared, is too much. But preparing yourselves and your family while opening our eyes to see others also as family and having compassion will move us forward individually, as a family, as a community, as a nation, as a world, as a global citizenship, I think it'll move us forward into unity if we choose it. Um, I love you. I wish you all the best in your health, and in whatever happens, choose to step back and see how the opportunities that are presented, if we look for them, can make us better. And I grieve with you who are grieving, and understand the fear of those who are in fear. I do. Step back and look for the opportunities that we can grow and improve and make the world better. I don't think we want to go back to what is normal. Yes, there's a lot of good. There has been a lot of good. But generally, I don't know if we want to go back. Let's move forward, higher, better, more compassionate, more kind as a world citizenship. My best to you, and I love you, and my best physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in every way to you through this time. Thank you.